Hello, my name is Andrew Higgins, and I'm here with a special guest,
Leidy Henriquez.
and I'm here to ask her a few questions about buying homes and renting in Lawrence. So, my first question would be, why should members of the greater Lawrence community become entrepreneurs?
I think the greater Lawrence community should become more entrepreneurial because it creates more opportunity, especially in communities like Greater Lawrence, where there is so much talent and culture. It will allow residents to build wealth, create jobs, and invest back into their own neighborhoods. When local people start businesses, they help strengthen and community and inspire the next generation.
My second question would be, why did you choose real estate as your career?
I choose real estate because I love working with people. I love helping. I love serving the community, especially when people are gonna buy their first property. I feel like that's where they're gonna create memories with their family, even if it's investors or whoever is gonna buy. And also because my time is worth a lot. So for me, becoming an entrepreneur, I have more time to spend with my family, my kids. Yeah.
My third question would be, do you think the luxury mills in Lawrence are affecting values of surrounding properties?
Yes, definitely. Why? It's having like an impact, to the community and also for the developers. Like luxury mills, you know, are increasing property values in surrounding areas by attracting new buyers and investors. So that's really, really good for the community.
And my final question would be, what lessons have you learned while working in real estate?
One of the biggest lesson I believe learned is in the importance of communication and trust because every client situation is different. Some client can come to you and be like, "Oh, this happened to this friend or a family member," but honestly, everyone has their own situation, and that's what I tell my clients. So, listening and honest are key. Also, I learned to stay adaptable because the market is always changing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Should the cities surrounding Lawrence replicate how Lawrence puts its money into the community?
Yes, definitely. I think, the community, all community, right, should invest into their community, like helping the school system or even I will say the streets, like I think that would be something very good if they do it.
Hello, so my name is Josiah Robinson, and I'm a real estate agent here at Home Realty Group. And now I'll be taking over the second portion of this interview. And so, lady, which has more benefits, buying a home or renting?
Well, this is a tricky question because it's honestly all depending on the person, right? There's people that they have the opportunity to buy a home, but there's also people who has the opportunity just to rent. Why? Because it has to do with your credit. You need to have money saved or you need to qualify to buy a home. But which one I think is way better? Obviously, buying. Not only because I'm a real estate agent, but because when you rent, you don't see the money. Like that money is waste. So if you calculate, let's say 2,500, right? You pay that money every month. How much is that a year? Think about it, and that money you won't see it. But when you buy a property, your first home either is a condominium or whatever it is, you will see the money back, and maybe more than what you think the house is worth like now. So yes, my recommendation is to those who can't to get ready and prepare and buy your home.
Okay, very well said. So, to what extent do local residents increase home appreciation by reinvesting into their own neighborhoods?
Residents play a huge role. So when homeowners maintain and improve their property, it raised the value of their home. So yeah, you need to like have your home, and you need to invest into your property, because unfortunately there's also a lot of people who they buy a house but then they forget to maintain the house. So, and for that property to continue having that value, you need to make sure that you maintain the property.
Okay, okay. And also, are there areas where prices are high due to new city projects?
Of course, improvement, like let's say Lawrence. So Lawrence, we were saying earlier, there is a lot of improvement, right? When the city has a lot of improvement, like they building new buildings, let's say, or they have like more um, restaurant, or all those things raise is like a really good improvement where the property is gonna go up. So let's say, I don't want to be comparing, but if you go to like 1 hour from here, like Fishburne, things like that, the city doesn't really have much improvement. So the houses, they're going up, but at the same time, it's lower prices comparing to Lawrence. So yes, definitely improvement are the best.
Okay. And are there areas where prices are low due to its cultural structure? What do you think?
Repeat the question again.
Yeah. So, are there areas where prices are low due to its cultural structure?
Yes, areas near new development, transportation improvement, or rehabilitations projects tend to see higher prices because increased demands.
Okay. Okay, okay. And lastly, do you think rising prices in Lawrence come from local demand or from people that are moving out of Andover or North Andover?
I believe it's a combination of both. Like the demand is gonna come from whether people are moving from North Andover because it's super expensive over there, right? Houses over there, like one family house, very small, it tends to be like 1 million, let's say. So it's all depending, and the demand will be like, do you want to move to a cheaper part of Lawrence, or wherever you want to be moving? So yeah, I think.
Okay, all right, thank you. So this concludes our interview. Thank you, lady, so much for being with us today.
Thank you guys for inviting me.